Okay, another time for another update. It's June 17th, 2020. This is on an electrical update. I'm going with these, they're just magnetic tail light. I'm doing as simple as possible. So it's already pre-wired, but I got these perfect little metal shelves on the back corner of the pickup. So I said, why not? Because all the electrical is done on the tail lights there. Just a matter of hooking up the like a trailer lights. So I got the wire. I'm feeding through here, and it's going down this little trough right here over to the right side. It's got blinkers and tail lights on it. It'll be perfect right there. Here's the fountain top that I promised I'd put together. I put this together with Eric's help. We used some Sika construction adhesive, so I don't know if it's going to work or not. We'll find out. But we're running it through this trough here, and I didn't want it just to, if it's bumping down the road, to fall out. So I welded on this little bracket here. So I run the wire underneath it and zip tie it. And so I got it going over to this side. Ran a bolt through here so I could zip tie this corner. Then I'm going to run it along the edge right there, all the way behind the spare tire. And I was trying to figure out, because I'm just using this is a trailer 4-wire setup, you know, for the standard colors, with white being ground and running lights and everything else. But we're just going to run it up here and then run it. There's a little hole right inside there that comes up, goes over, and then I'll run it behind the glove box that I've made. I'll attach it to the back of there and then feed it over to the rest of the wiring. Alright, bye. I also wanted to show you the diagram that I'm dealing with. This is, of course, made in China, electrical fuse panel, and I didn't pay too much because I'm such a cheapskate. I should have paid a little bit more money to get something a little bit better made, but you get what you pay for. And this is it. There's no instructions or anything. This is the whole thing right here. And so it's got a built-in flasher, input, output, even spell out pet. So spelling's off. We got a relay in it, got a flasher, and all the circuitry. The 1 through 4 is connected. So you got a feed coming from the battery, a 12 gauge wire that's feeding to the battery, and I think they got this diagram wrong because they show a 14 gauge going to the battery, so I'm just changing it to the yellow is the 12 gauge, the thicker wire. So I'm going to feed that to the battery, and then that feeds all across those first 4. That's the unfused side. So that feeds over to, and then 5 and 6 are not used. 7 jumps and feeds 21, and then 21 all the way through, what is it, 21 through 15. It feeds all that on the unfused side for the rest of it. But hopefully I'll be able to figure this thing out. Alright, bye. I wanted to finalize this this last portion of what I've done on electrical. I've got the tail lights on, which wasn't too much of a feat, magnetic like I mentioned before, but all of them are, I got it round, all the wires run, and in this little plastic conduit all the way up towards the front. And all the wiring is not complete because I can't complete until I get the engine and get the front end on, but I did a lot of work on this thing. I got the fuse block installed right there. The flasher and this relay that come with it was coming out. It was in the way, the handbrake was in the way, so I dismounted them off of there, and I super glued some little plastic tabs on it and just screwed them into the panel right there facing this other direction, so it gives my chance for the handbrake to clear it. Got my gauges in, my GPS speedometer and my temp gauge. It's looking really good. This little aluminum panel I fabricated for it. And then I've got, I'm not doing a traditional headlight pull switch. This will be the headlights for the low beam. Flick it on, and then the high beam will be your little foot button right there, and then this will be for the running lights. Turn them on and off. And I'm trying this thing out. There's a little toggle I had, so you flip it on, but what's attached to this is just a ground for this. So I don't know if I could do a switching off the ground or not, but I'm going to try it. And then speaking of switch, I got my turn switch in, just a universal type, and I put a push button for the horn on the other side. All my wiring obviously needs to be tucked away, tied up, and it's not all finished. This is the main line for the power to the fuse box. That needs to be hooked up still, and some other wires like the heater, which I need to get a heater for it still. The other one, the stock one, is the fan is frozen at 6 volt, so I want to get a 12 volt fan. And the wiper, this is the old wiper switch right here. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done still. Got my little speaker grill on it, and need to figure out to put a stock radio. The stock radio's problem is it's only AM. I want at least AM FM in this thing. And here's another look at the diagram here. So I did the gauges are to terminal the fuse 2320 and 2316, 15 amp. I'm going to hook up the gauges and radio to that. That's already hooked up. And the purple is the signal wire from the flasher there. And purple there. And the tail lights I hooked up to that 10 amp. That's a spare yellow 10 and 3. And then the horn I did the green 5 amp, as it was a hazard spare, 11 and 4. There's some big ones that's on AC1. They're both 30 amp. They're both 30 amp. The blue one and blue and white. I don't know exactly what I was originally thinking low beam and high beam, but I think I'm going to get my power for the headlight directly from the battery, and then run it through a 30 amp fuse. Alright, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.